Welcome to another lesson. This lesson is a continuation of the topic we have been discussing about, which is conditional statement in JavaScript. In the previous lesson, we looked at the if statement, how it can be used to construct expressions in JavaScript. In this particular lesson, we'll be taking a look at the switch statement. Use switch to specify many alternative code blocks to be executed, which means that if you have more than one condition that you want to test in your code, switch statement is a way through which you can do that. If you look at a snippet, a sample code on my screen, you see that the first thing happens to be the statement, which is the switch, and then the expression that needs to be evaluated, then the case, the code block, there is break. This break is used in JavaScript switch statement to denote the end of a code block, which means that once JavaScript hits this break, it will automatically stop executing the expression in that code block and it will attempt to move to the next one. So let's quickly take a look at an example in our editor. So here I have a blank editor here, editor file, and as well as a blank browser. So browser tab. So let me start by bringing up an HTML skeleton. And in this lesson, we are taking a look at our switch statements in JavaScript. So let's make an header and H2 as usual. Switch statement in JavaScript. CH. Then I will add an ID to my paragraph so that I can make use of it in order to be able to show us the results in the browser. So I refresh my browser, you can see switch statement in JavaScript. So I'll go down and make a script tag. I'll close it. And then I will declare a variable, two variables precisely. So the first one, I will call it day, and I'm not going to give it a value. Then I'll make another one and call it date. So I'm going to use JavaScript method of getting date in order to be able to get the correct date. Then get day. So remember, I just showed us that you start a switch statement with the switch keyword. Do not mind my editor. It's actually because I have an extension that I'm using. That is why I'm doing this auto suggestion. So in order to start putting up different code blocks and condition that needs to be evaluated with switch statement, you need to put the switch statement as the keyword. Then what condition do you want to evaluate, which is the expression? Then the date is our expression here. And then use your open and close curly braces. Then you can now begin to put up your case that you want to evaluate. Now, so in my case, I want to evaluate the first case. I want to see if the day is Sunday. If it is Sunday, I want it to give me an answer. And if this is the correct day, then once it's executed, it should break, which means it should stop the execution in that code block. Then if I want to test another condition, I can put it this way as well. Day equals Monday. So I'll break out of it again, then make another case. Say, okay, today is Tuesday. Then break out of it as well. Then I want to add a third case. Today equals Wednesday. I'll break out of it. Then I want to make another case, and I'll tell you why I'm using this case once I'm done. Today equals Thursday. I'll break out of it. Then case 5 equals Friday. I'll break out of it. Breaking out of your, scope is very important when you are using switch statement so that JavaScript does not continue to try to execute your code even when it has passed that block scope. Saturday, and then I'll break out of it. So once I'm done, then I'm going to now add something called a default statement, which means that if none of my condition is true, then just give me a default response or output in my code or program. So if you take a look at this, I'm going to refresh my browser first. Oh, sorry. I need to output this ID so that you can see it in my browser. So document.getElement by ID. So just take a look. You can see today is Friday, which is correct because right here where I am, it is Friday here. And this is how switch statement works. So when you call this method in JavaScript, it gets to get new data and new day. So it actually, gets the days from 0 to 6. So that is from Sunday to Saturday. Do not forget that in programming, it is counted from zero. The index starts from zero and not from one like in our traditional mathematics. So each of the day is represented by the number, the case numbers that I have here. Zero represents Sunday, one represents Monday, two Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so this default simply means that if none of these days is existing, then it will just give me a default value. But because today is existing as the case that I have here, it's actually giving me the correct date. So this is how you use switch statement in JavaScript. There are so many other examples that you can, try and see, try and practice on your own. Like maybe you want to get the hours in a day to know whether you are in the afternoon or in the morning. So you can learn more about this during your own leisure time. Thank you, and I will see you in the next lesson.